across the country have gotten tens of billions of dollars from foreign governments in the last 3 decades. In fact, those in Nevada here have collected more than $28 million from foreign governments, including millions from U.S. adversaries in China and Saudi Arabia even. And our Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com, our friend of the show here, joins us live this morning to break it all down here. What is this funding, Rachel? Why should we scrutinize it so much?
So this is money that countries use to buy foreign influence in higher education. And it's worrisome because 3 of the top donors across America are Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and China. They're contributing billions to American universities, and they don't they have their own sort of goals and ethics that don't align with America. So Nevada universities received about $9 million from China and $1.2 million from Saudi Arabia. These are countries with massive human rights abuses. Saudi Arabia tortures people. They hold unfair trials that end in the death penalty. Women have little rights. In China, people don't have freedom of speech or freedom to practice their religion of choice. They're tortured. And so we should be very cautious when we're taking money from countries like this.
How does it break down? How does that $28 million break down here for our public universities in Nevada?
Yeah. So UNLV got $18 million, $7.8 million from China, $1.2 million from Saudi Arabia. Another $9 million came from allies like the UK, France, and Australia. University of Nevada, Reno, they got about $11 million in total, over $1 million from China, about $400,000 from Saudi Arabia, and then again another $9 million from those allied countries. But the concern is for the countries like China and Saudi Arabia. You know, these funds are paying in part for tuition for students from those nations, but it's also fellowships and research. There are faculty positions and various programs, symposiums, and it's an example of foreign governments using money to buy influence over American universities.
But maybe you could put it in perspective for us here, Rachel, and maybe explain how this is more than just, I would say, xenophobia or fear of those foreign nations. How are they wielding that influence? Do we have specific examples here?
Well, so, I mean, the concern is also in the lack of transparency. So for the longest time, this money was not transparent. Universities and countries were not telling us about this relationship. The reason these funds came out to the public is because a lawsuit was filed recently against Texas A&M. They wouldn't show how much money they were getting from Qatar. Qatar is a nation that's harbored terrorists. And so Texas A&M lost that lawsuit, and they have to show what foreign countries are giving them money. And now we have this large database of universities all around the country. So if Qatar and Saudi Arabia and China, who we know are anti-American in many cases, and they are against what Americans stand for in the freedoms that we have, there should be concern when they're trying to hide this money. Are they teaching their country's beliefs and propaganda to American students? And why are they trying to hide that money and not being clear about what it's being used for? And so that's really where the concern is.
Glad you're digging into that database there, Rachel. Thank you so much. Rachel O'Brien, OpenTheBooks.com. Appreciate you joining us here on this Friday, Rachel. Have a great weekend ahead.
Thanks, Evan. You too.